Hey guys, just received the 16-inch Dissipator barrel from Delton Incorporated yesterday for my M16A1 build. And I already knew that I'd have to be doing some machining because the barrel's made for an A2 front sight. And I want to use the one that came with the kit, which is an A1. The A1 sight is a .625 or 5/8 size opening. And this one is 750 for the A2 sight. Also, of course, the handguard retainer is smaller too. So I got to take this down right here from 750 down to 625, and then the little nose piece. The original A1 M16 20-inch barrel, this part here, that of course would come, way out to here, was cut down 55 thousandths from this, but I'm going to just take it 20 thousandths down for clearance. I already checked all the gas port is drilled, and it's drilled at 0.098 inches. That's where my starting point is going to be, because Delton said that this worked with the full length gas system. So I'm going to go from there. If it doesn't cycle, I'm going to bring that whole opening 1,000th at a time until it cycles. Let me see if I can get in on this Delton Incorporated. It's a 1-9 twist chromoly barrel. I want it 1-9 because most of my stuff is 55, 62 grain. I'm not going to be lobbing anything too big out. So the next step is to get this chucked up in the 4-jaw chuck and indicate it as close to 0 as I can on the bore, and then we'll check the outside and see how close they are. It is considered a heavy barrel, and I don't think I'm going to contour this. I think I'm going to leave it. It is a little on the heavy side, but I actually like the feel of it. So next step is get it chucked up and start cutting these two points down, and I'm going to get some real tight measurements here so we don't lose our gas hole alignment port. So be right back. I showed this in one of my other videos. I think it was the barrel crown video, but I made this little Delron or UHMW, whatever the crap's called, and I slipped this over the receiver end of the barrel, and then this also fits inside my spider or spindle. And the reason I need this is to support the back of the barrel. The barrel is too short to make it all the way out to the spider here, so I can't use my outboard spider. So in lieu of that, I put this over the back of the barrel, and this fits inside my spindle. So it supports the back of the barrel so it's not whipping around. And this guy's pretty true. So everything fits a little snug, but all in all, in the end, it's really worth it. Okay, getting ready to chuck up the barrel. Got our aluminum barrel protectors on the jaws of the 4-jaw. Basically, it's just some duct tape on little strips of aluminum. And then with my Delron spacer on there, it's going to fit snug inside the spindle here. Oh, doing this with one hand. Sorry, guys. So let me get that chucked up. We'll be right back. Just got the barrel indicated in off the bore, and I got it pretty damn near 0. It's probably, geez, it barely comes off the 0. And I want to show you why you always indicate off the bore. What I did is I got that 0. I threw a dial indicator in the tool post, set it for 0. This barrel's 6 thousandths out on the outside diameter compared to the bore, which is 0. So just wanted to point that out. Be careful of that if you're doing that. Always indicate off the bore. So now my new sight post will be exactly 0 with the bore.
Got all my measurements laid out, getting ready to make my cuts. I'm going to do this in 2 steps. I'm going to cut the muzzle first, and then I'm going to cut the sight post mounting base area next. Okay, the first step, I need to remove 123 thousandths of material on this step right here. I picked up my 0 off the end of the muzzle and got my 0, and I moved in 750 thou, which is the shoulder on the back of this step, and set my carriage stop just for safety. So we're ready to make our first few cuts on the end of that muzzle. So here we go. Okay, I got my 0. I'm going to take about 10 thou off. Let's see how it goes. Moving right along. Final cut. Just taking a half a thou off, that's it. Should be right dead nuts. First cut's done. We're down to 605 thousandths of an inch. And now we have to take this larger part down from 750 to 625. Got my carriage stop set for safety so I don't go over. Got it set up to that shoulder. And going to make our first light pass and see how she goes. Moving right along, got about 60 thousandths left to cut. I'm only taking small, light 10 thousandths cut. I'm doing that because I don't have this in the tail stop. I didn't want a chance throwing my 0 off, so I'm just doing it. Not much is sticking out, and it's cutting pretty darn good. It's cutting straight, so everything's looking good so far. Okay, making our final cut. This one's taking 2 thou off. Just finished hitting it with a little bit of emery cloth. Surface came out pretty darn nice, man. So let's give this sight post a little test here. Oh, look at that. Perfect, man. Perfect. There's like absolutely no play in that. And if it's, oh man, just a little snug, that's exactly how I wanted it. Perfect. Okay, well, I'm happy with that. So next step, I'm just gonna hit this inner crown a little bit. Hopefully get a little bit more accuracy and clean up this corner and that corner. Just chamfer it a little bit. Be right back. All right, all I'm going to do is take this brass barrel crown tool and just lightly touch the inside lands and grooves of this barrel. And what that does is it just rounds off that edge, just in case there's a little burr in there or something like that. So here we go. There's some 220 lopping compound on this, and I'm just barely touching it. And I'm holding it as straight as I can. I didn't want to use it in the tailstock. I wanted to do it by hand. But this thing is not even vibrating the least bit. It's just kind of gliding along on there. Let's see if I can get a shot. There's lapping compound in there. Great. Looking good, man. Okay, now we're going to get set up to drill the pins for the front sight. Here's a couple frames of the A1 front sight post on the new turn down barrel. See if we can get a close up. Looking pretty good so far. Okay, so now we got to drill for our locking pins. Get set up in the mill for that here in a minute. There's that little barrel crown. See if I can get that to focus. All right, we're going to throw some layup dye, magic marker, on the gas port hole so we could scribe a straight line mark right here. Got it chucked up in the mill vise, and I wanted to go over exactly how I got that front sight post zeroed to the upper receiver. I didn't just want to truss that layup line with that front sight post. So first I got a straight edge, and I went off the front receiver, off the top carry handle, off each side, and got it pretty close there. Then what I did is I put it in this vise block, the receiver, squared off the vise block here, got it exactly squared there, and then went up over here on the bayonet lug, checked it there, and then I checked it on the top here. So everything checks out. It looks good to the eye. It looks good with the straight edge off the upper receiver, and it looks good with the square. So now I'm going to just chuck up an 1/8 inch end mill, because I don't want to just put a drill bit in there, because it's going around a round barrel. So if I use an end mill in there, it's going to start cutting flat enough. I go real easy, and then I'll just finish it up with like a number 30 drill bit, and then the taper ream. So let me get set up for the end mill, and we'll start drilling. Okay, got it all squared up. Got the 1/8 inch end mill in there. Have it lined up with the hole. So we're ready to just take it real slow and start removing material a tiny bit at a time, and keeping our eye that hopefully that front sight post doesn't, or base doesn't move. So here we go. Just switched over to the 1/8 inch drill bit just to clean up the hole a little bit. Okay, I got my hole drilled out there. Now I'm going to take my taper ream And pins go from right to left, the smaller hole in the hole to the left, and the larger side on the right. So I'm going to taper that till the pin sits about, I don't know, eighth inch or more up above, and then you press it in from that point. So I'm going to just start tapering this hole right now. I'll drive it in a little bit, take it out, and then try the pin each time until I get it to the right place. Alright, this is how far I got with it so far. I want to go a little deeper. That's too far to press that much in. Alright, there it is. Press it in from there, and it should be perfect. Drilling the front sight base front hole. Okay, here's a few frames of the drilled and finished barrel. Turned out pretty darn good. Let's hope it shoots straight. Anyway, there's the front sight base. I'm going to try to fit everything real quick, throw it all together real quick. Of course, it's going to come back all apart again. So let me throw it together real quick, the upper, and then I'll shoot a couple frames of that, and I'll call it a day. Okay, here it is with just one side of the hand grip on. Looking pretty good. Front sight base on. Okay, made a little bit of progress today. There it is with the muzzle brake, lock washer, front sight base, A1 hand guards. Of course, I have the dust cover off. There it is, starting to come together. The M16A1 Model 605 clone.